Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Black Cinema Experience
Podcast.
I'm your girl, JB.
And I am Cameron.
And this week, we're back with a super exciting episode. We just watched Paradise, streaming currently on Hulu. Now, we had to hurry up and just run to record this because everybody is talking about this show everywhere. It has a wonderful, diverse cast. Cameron.
We have Sterling K. Brown, James Marsden, Julianne Nicholson, and Chris Marshall.
Right, so we got some black, some white, a little bit of everything in between.
A little mixture, you know?
Now, I don't even want to give the summary of the show. I want to hear what you think of the show. Mm-hmm. And you know when I do that, I usually don't think too much. I be like, but I want to know, because you liked it.
Well, if you like, sci-fi, mixed with some drama, mixed in with a little bit of apocalyptic, themes, I feel like then this is a show for you. And it's real, more of a realism effect. I feel like it's not like something that's like way out of scope, like an alien invasion or like, zombies or something like that. It's like something that's believable, which is like climate change. So I feel like, no, but I'm saying it's something that like, it makes you think and like, it's something that's very possible, I feel like.
So you connected with this show because of the believability.
Yeah, like it's something that I feel like
that we could just come outside and there'd be a scene through the sky.
No, but that there could be a huge catastrophic event that can affect the entire planet to where it can wipe out the majority of the Earth's population. I think that's very possible, and the way that things played out, I think is also very, very believable as far as like rich and wealthy people being people that are able to take shelter versus everybody else. Like if you have connections, then if you don't have any connection, you're screwed. And I feel like that's something that's very believable. Also, felt it was shot very well. I thought the acting was very solid. I thought the plot was surprising. I didn't expect it to go the way it was going to go.
There's some things that I have a fundamental issue with, right? Like, okay, we're taking 25,000 people, we're putting them underground, right? Racism just doesn't exist no more, right? Because we got black and white, Mexican, and everything else. But somehow, for some reason, it was still vital that the president had Sterling K. Brown as his bodyguard because he was black. So make this make sense to me, where the white people are wealthy enough to create a subterranean world and save themselves. They still bring black people and then struggle with the concepts of, well, it'll look better for appearances in our smaller globe of a world, which is based on classism and only the people who can afford it, essentially. To come, like, only the rich and the wealthy, the best of the best can come down here and have another chance at life. We're still going to include black people, but we're going to make sure the world knows, like, oh, look how open... that didn't give you any... I
feel like that's... I feel like it was in a place that
You didn't think about that.
I did think about that. I think in this place, in this world, it wasn't necessarily, like, a huge, like, emphasis on racism. He said he was ran as a Southern progressive. So the president of the United States was actually, somebody who was actually progressive, essentially, in this story, and that he knew that the best person he could get was a black person, and he said that actually helps me, that actually makes me look even better because you're a black person and you're so good at your job. So I looked at it in kind of the opposite way, and I do agree as far as like there being no classism per se as far as race, because again in this situation where people are in like dire need of like survival, I think stuff like that does kind of go out the window. You see it like even in today's standards sometimes, like you see a black or like races being held by a black person, it like in like a hurricane or something, it kind of like changes their mind, so they're not racist anymore. Now I'm not saying that's how things have to happen, but I feel like in that situation of in an event like that, I feel like people don't care about. They just care about who's going to help me survive.
I don't want to be stuck on one topic.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make this entire episode about this.
Yeah.
But I must hop into it.
Yes.
DEI, right? Yeah. In a time where we're talking about DEI rollbacks and all this stuff, it was necessary and appropriate for them to create a show and then highlight the fact that, well, I hired you because you're qualified and you happen to be black. I think that there's something wrong with that because, again, there's the white man's view, the perspective that white society sees this whole DEI issue, and then there's also, like, the black view. Like, we know why DEI is necessary, right? We know DEI is necessary because even as qualified people, we were not getting the same jobs that we were more than qualified to get.
Absolutely.
We're being outbeat by white competitors that did not have the qualification. So we know that, again, we were overqualified for jobs that we were being denied, okay? for them to bring up his race in this as if he was some type of DEI hire, like that was that for me. That's what I gathered from that whole moment. Like, oh well, you're qualified, and plenty of people are qualified. It just helps that you're black too. It's almost like what white people must really think about DEI. Like, yeah, that's why black people have jobs, because they're qualified and they're black, so they got in because they're black. And it's like, yeah, we got in because we're qualified.
Yeah.
Y'all are the ones looking for something to say, look, we have black people at our company. Y'all are the ones looking for this badge of honor for your DEI council, not us. So, like, again, when it comes down to it, I just thought it was just an interesting thing that they did. I don't want us to be stuck on.
Well, no, and I'm glad you brought it up, because I mean that's why it's the Black Cinema Experience podcast, because we're supposed to talk about how people can
how it made me feel,
exactly, and how it can perceive, especially you as a black woman,
right?
But also I thought there were scenes in this show, especially when there is a huge player in the show who's a black woman, Chris Marshall's character, which is Robinson. I feel like showing how powerful her character is and vulnerable and like all the different displays. I feel like this show didn't just. I think it did bring up that topic, but it didn't play on his role as being a DEI hire. I think kind of like slapped the whole notion of DEI in the face, because again he had got there because he was the best of the best, and then the guys, and then that's why I took it that way, because he said, "Oh, you happen to be black, and that makes me look even better." So I kind of feel like it was kind of like
makes you look better to who?
To other white people
in this dystopian society where 25,000 of high class
but they weren't there yet.
Are gathering.
Yeah.
They weren't
there yet though.
They weren't.
They
there
were.
yet.
He said he ran as a southern, progressive, and I do agree with you. I'm not saying I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like for me, I took it as the way that they were trying to like poke fun at that. But it could have been in better taste though too.
It could have been,
especially what's going on right now.
Yeah, and maybe that scene was shot months and months and months before Trump came and rolled back DEI initiatives. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a possibility that it wasn't something that they thought about, but it aged in poor taste very quickly. That's all I'm saying. Within seconds, it was like, wow, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
But also, like, I do see what you're saying as far as like, oh, like, he was almost like you're calling the president an ally, because like he had the black. Security guard, and he was sleeping with the black woman. But like, mind you, like these people were in positions where they serviced him.
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown was at the president's beck and call, even when he didn't want to be, even when he was mad at the president, he still had to show up and show respect for his massa or boss. And then Chris Marshall, this head of secretary, she's so powerful, she's so ambitious, she's so resilient, she's so always saying, is just the mistress. The mistress that wanted more from you, and that you told her you're not about to leave your wife for, right? Like, so again, he's not really putting us in positions where we look good. But thank you for giving us some good, diverse characters. Like, I'm really engaged, and I'm here for the diverse character roles. I'm really happy about that. But yeah, the other woman and my security guard, who also happens to be a DEI hire, who has taken a bullet for me, and I could not commit and fulfill my promise to keep his wife safe, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, not just commit to keep his wife safe, but like blatantly lie to his face about keeping her safe. But that's a whole other stuff. But
you know what would have changed the power dynamics is if he actually would have treated Sterling like a friend, right?
I feel like they try to get that, but I still got very much.
I very much so got yes, boss.
Yeah.
Yes, boss. Whatever it takes.
But I feel like for me, again, I could be looking too much into it, but I feel like Sterling K's character, he knows that. He knows this white man wants to be his friend, and at the end of the day, even if I become your friend, you still have the power. So we're not going to be friends. I'm here to do my job, and that's what I got.
We explored that whole another racial concept that white people I know was not aware of. Exactly. There's a dynamic when there's a white person in power and there's a black person who's underneath them, where no matter what happens, we have some type of responsibility to you. We can't be your friend if there's not a power. If there's a power change, you know what I'm saying? Like when you look at people when they talk about, like, I hate to bring this up, but like slavery, and they're like, oh well, she was black and she was sleeping with the master, and they had these biracial babies and blah blah blah. But he loved her. How can you love your oppressor? Yeah, you cannot be friends with your boss. That's not how it works. So to see him, again, white man, position of power, and all the people underneath these white people in positions of power that are black is great. We're just happy to have black actors, happy to have black characters. But there is a different dynamic that is created when you have, black supporting staff and white lead staff.
And again, even though this isn't a black show, I do feel like for you being in America, when you do see these, like these things are always gonna pop up because it is a black person versus a white person. Not necessarily versus, but it is like there is a black person, there's a white person. There's gonna be some racial tension, exactly. Yeah. That just automatically happens regardless of how you try to portray it. But I do like that this show it is giving us a perspective from Sterling K. Brown's character, because him being a black man and the show being about him, even though he's in this like lesser position, he's not the president, but he is essentially our hero. I feel like it is a cool kind of spin on it, if that makes sense. Because again, even though the president, especially in the show, he's like the one with all the answers and stuff, he dies. So literally, our hero now really is this black man, and I do kind of like that aspect of it because I feel like usually if they do that dynamic, it's still somehow the white guy is the hero. And I feel like in this show, again, it has more seasons to go because it hasn't finished yet, but I feel like we're gonna see a black hero, and I do like that aspect kind of.
Yeah, I am happy that is gonna come of it, you know.
But I do. There are like different ways that the relationships are viewed differently because it's a black man. Even like with Sinatra's character, her being this evil white woman.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a weird, like something weird to see between Sterling K's character and her character. Yeah. I'm like, oops.
Very reminiscent of the past. Where white women were in control and they were jealous and they would do things that were evil and malicious towards black people. Yes. Yeah, just to prove that they can control them. Yeah, 100%. So Sinatra's character, right? We should go ahead and switch over to that because I don't want to get stuck in DEI, man. Sinatra's character is played by Julianne Nicholson, and she is in a ton of stuff. You know, we've seen her for years and years and years on TV. She's really killing this villain role.
She is. She really made me hate her.
And then she does this thing where she's like, oh no.
It's that typical white woman like victim, like she does it and she does it so well. She's like, no, you can't. She's trying to act like a baddie, like, and then she's like, oh no, we don't have to go that route. Like, girl, what? You just threatened to kill my entire family.
I've always wanted you to see. I never knew I wanted to see you do that. I never knew I wanted to see you impersonate a white woman so bad. That was good. Oh no,
that's how they act. And then she's like, but I have your children. They're above the fiery pit. If you cross me, I'll press the button and drop them. Like crazy
like
stuff.
What?
Like this is
the part that I'm most mad about with her getting shot and like all this stuff at the end of season 1. If you haven't watched it, spoiler alert! But with her getting shot by the girl, the part that bothers me the most is that Sterling is not going to learn that Jane is a psychopath. Yes. Probably for like 2 or 3 more seasons. So here's my issue with the show, and this is why I didn't say I liked it up front, okay? I know what they're going to do to us. I know. They're going to try to keep us for like 16 seasons. We're going to be 35 waiting to meet Sterling's wife. We're going to be 3-4 years into the show. Sinatra's going to recover. She's going to come back. Earth outside the Earth is going to be great, and everyone's going to be living again. And Sinatra's going to revive herself from the pits of hell, and she's going to come and completely dominate what's left of Earth because she has a point to prove about her perfect paradise. This show's going to go on for 6-7 years at least. I don't want to be trapped underground in this small bubble in. And I can only imagine how repetitive the storyline's going to be. We're already repeating the part where we're confronting the therapist, talking to the daughter, looking for the wife. Sterling is trying to find the problems. Now he's trying to, blow up stuff and create these scenes on stuff. We're already doing things that I'm like, okay, we're going to just see more and more of this going forward. After you shoot Sinatra, what else are you going to give us? I'm going to be shocked if season 2 is like, if it's good.
I think it will be. I think it's. I mean, I feel like it's not a story we haven't seen before. It's nothing new per se, but I do think it has solid writing. Essentially, for me, I know there's some lines that when he was speaking about, you were like, that's a horrible line. Yeah. And I can agree with some stuff too, but I feel like overall, it's a pretty good show. I feel like it was a very engaging watch. I feel like. Yeah. And it's good for me. It's good to see really really good actors like Sterling K. Brown get a really good critique about a strong show.
Yeah, and we're happy
where he's leading.
We love Sterling. Yeah. We love Sterling. Sterling K. Brown, he is the perfect girl dad. He's the perfect husband. If you watched him on This Is Us, You are connected to Randall for life.
For life.
Okay? He's who he is. He's special to the black community. We value him. He has a black wife. We honor him. Okay? We love Sterling K in this house. Okay? We respect him.
This is the Sterling K house.
All I'm saying is, it still gives the trophy black. Do y'all know what I mean when I say trophy black? Do you know what I mean?
I feel like I understand what you're saying.
This is an acceptable black. We like this black so much. We'll give this black titles and positions of power, and we will let this black be the leader of the blacks, even though he does not seem to really assimilate into the regular world definition of black. You know what I mean? But we're gonna give, this is our spokesperson black. And I have a problem with that and why in the roles, and I love Sterling K. Brown, but they give him those roles because they know this is an acceptable Negro, and we like this acceptable Negro because he can cross the lines. It's a weird concept to really think about, but if you think about pop culture, music in the 50s and things like that, what were they doing? What were white people doing? They were looking for the acceptable Negro, the one that can cross the lines. And as great of an actor as Randall is, Sterling K. Brown is, he is the exceptional Negro of today's day and age.
And I do get that because even when they try to make him a villain in the Predator movies, it was like
not quite
Randall, So I do understand like that aspect as far as like him being low-key typecasted.
Right.
But I do want to flip it because I want to say then how do you feel about Robinson, Chris Marshall's character, the black woman, who's kind of to me low-key a villain, like she helps save the day, but she's still kind of low-key like a villain. I like seeing that aspect because usually like it's also the same thing with black women, like they have to come save the day, but they're like upstanding, like nothing's wrong with them, no flaws, like they're this perfect, pinnacle of what black womanhood should be. And I like seeing this character, I felt like was like nice little switch, like seeing it again, just like a regular person who has flaws and also for me, low key kind of a villain, low key, high key.
I'm not here to bad talk anybody.
No, I'm not saying it's bad talk. I just feel like I like that.
Let me say what I have to say.
The way her character was written.
Let me tell you what I gotta say about this. Because I'm not here to bad talk her. I did not connect with her. That's it.
And I feel like that's okay. Like you don't have to.
I didn't get villain. I didn't get sexy mistress. I didn't get Sterling K. Brown's former best friend. I didn't get a woman that you should respect on the job. I'm sorry, if we are talking about in a realistic sense, you're the black woman, you're this head of security, like how you are, whatever, but you're sleeping with the president and everybody knows, and then you're over here in love with him, but he don't want to leave his wife for it. It doesn't even matter. Everybody knows you sleep with him. Like, what are you really talking about? I didn't respect her character. I don't understand why they had to write her in the way that they did. If they were going to make her be a woman that had an affair with the president, could they have made her more lovable so we could have connected with her and saw her side of it more? Are they saving the love story between her and the president for the second season? Are they going to show us then him hating his wife? Because they showed us a loving wife that was looking for her husband in the first season. What is to come of this? So I guess my thing with her, I just didn't connect with her. That's it. That's it.
Again, I really do feel like that's okay because you don't have to connect with every character just because they're the same race as you. But I feel like, but that's why I liked it because again, she didn't have to be like this sexy mistress that gets a president. Like she was like she was doing her job, and and I feel like that was a little bit different for me than Scandal because again, that's kind of the same thing. Like Olivia Pope was like working for him, but she was also like the sexy, like more desirable woman, and for me, Chris Marshall is beautiful, but it just felt like to me, I thought she was a badass. I did like she really like was one of those people that were like, I'm just really here to do my job at the end of the day. Like that's what she gave to me the entire time, and I really did like. I feel like that was like a breath of fresh air for me.
I did not connect with her character, but that's cool. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we're gonna see what develops for her.
Yeah, I mean definitely.
Again, like I could be won over if there's some type of like plot underneath it where she really genuinely cared for the president, but also you're having this affair with him. You don't know what's going on. He leaving secrets to Randall. You know what I'm saying? Like Sterling. He leaving secrets to everybody else but her. You know what I'm saying? Like he obviously did not love you.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I don't know what's gonna come of it. I just felt like, oh wow, it's almost like we have a name for the side hoe. That's it. There's a name and face for it. Okay, she's not a regular side hoe. She's also
super agent side hoe.
Super agent side hoe, and that is how I will refer to her from now on.
I mean, I love it. If you're gonna be a side hoe, might as well be a super agent.
Be the best you could be. You know what I'm saying?
Serve your country.
But speaking of serving your country, you know what I'm saying? Sinatra, which is Julianne, her character, she basically brought in the devil herself.
For real.
And this is why you like this is it right here. She brought in a white girl, and it was almost like she had a plan all along in case they were to go against her. Like she was prepared for them to say, we're tired of your stuff, Sinatra. We're gonna do what we want to do and rebel, because she already had this perfect transplant there, ready for action. Yeah. Now the girl was psychotic. The girl asked for the weed. The girl didn't get the weed. Sinatra gets shot. This is the level of psychopath that we're dealing with. Okay, her ransom request was for a weed, and because you didn't give it to her, you got shot in the chest, and you will be hospitalized. Yeah. So Sinatra, what were you thinking when you brought this character in here in our little perfect underground? You know what I'm saying? And she killed Billy Pace, who I never trusted, but she killed him.
Yeah, and she was with him.
And she kidnapped the daughter. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, like this white girl, she just had a lot of power.
Yeah.
And it was really like, wow. Here Sinatra is thinking that she has all the power as a white woman. So she brings in secret white women so she can make sure that she remains in power, and then her plan backfires against her. How did you feel about watching that? Was it surprising to you? Was it what you were like hoping for?
I thought it was crazy because I kind of had a feeling Jane couldn't be trusted when her and Billy, but I didn't think Jane would be like the one behind it, like like the actual like ruthless one.
Yeah.
So I kind of already didn't trust her when I first met her and Billy, and I saw them like talking and stuff, and they like straightened up when.
Naturally, because Billy's a off-white he
like,
needs to have a girlfriend.
Southern, exactly.
When I say off-white, I mean
the hard not
there's white people and then there's beige ones, right? Like Billy, you know who 50 Cent is.
Exactly.
So it'd be more likely for you to have an ethnic girlfriend, or even like the Hispanic, the therapist girl. That would be more likely than for you, Billy Pace, to go get a Blanco white girl like that, because she was pasty. I mean, she's like as white as the white comes. Even though she was a brunette, she was a white girl. Yeah. So it just for me wasn't very believable, because he was kind of giving off like hip and like he kind of was like down with certain things, and I just didn't feel like him and her would have ever been compatible. But for him to die. For him to die by her hand.
Well, he was kind of evil too.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about this show too. I feel like everybody had like a price to pay. Like there's nobody like necessarily like, oh, they're good, so they should be the good guy. It's kind of like everybody has like done something dirty, which I guess is like politics in real life. And then when you're at the top, exactly like I was gonna say, I want to talk about James Marsden's character, the president, like how what he did. And it set the world off kind of like off course, because again they were like, just let everybody go peacefully, like not knowing what's gonna happen. But he's like, no, everybody needs to know, like they need to be around the ones they love. Well, you get to be around the ones you love because you have all the money and privilege to go wherever you want to go.
Right.
But if I'm in Chicago and my family members in Florida, there's no way I can even be like, there's nothing
with them when they die.
Yeah. Yes, I can just call them. Like it was kind of very inconsiderate, and like I don't know, like I feel like the show really like kind of. Shit, like made me think about morality. Like, is it better to let people know, like, hey, like don't let them know they're gonna die, just let them die, so they like kind of all happy, or like causes mass hysteria so they can like say what they want to say to people before they go. And then also like with the nuclear war, Sinatra, I don't know, was she wrong because she was like, just let them nuke it out, because is it gonna be better for people to like starve and like live and not be like nuked and starve for months and then die, or just like let them go out in a flashbang like it's instant, Like, we don't know. So, like, and he was like, he kept making the decisions like, this is right, this is right. It kind of was like, well, is it right? Like, is it, like, what is right and what is wrong? That's what I kept getting from this show, too, a lot. And I really like that aspect.
When I think about it, like, if it was me, like, I would want to know. Like, if the world was about to end, right? Like, if there was like, hey, Joe, the world ends in 24 hours. Well, I would hightail it to all the people who I love, and I would get us all together, and we would go out with a bang. If we gonna die, let me die my way. I don't want to be surprised. What if I was in the middle of a call? What if I just cuss you out? Some shit that I would do. Cameron, why you do this thing? And I hang up the phone with you and the world ends. Now I gotta go. Wow, that's my last conversation.
But I really feel like it doesn't matter. Like, they don't know. They don't know that you, like...
Yeah, but like I like to think that if I had to go out, I want to go out on my terms.
Yeah.
I want to go out and have a celebration of my life. Like if this is going to be the end of the world and we're all coming to the end in the next 6 minutes, well, I'm gonna go get me some ice cream then. These calories don't count. These calories don't count. Even if it's my last 5 minutes, I will let me know. I might need to do something.
For real.
I might need to go see how that neighbor boy doing. We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
So the world ends. How you want to go out? I know how I want to go out. You know? So it's just one of those things that you think about. Like, I don't know. I understand morality. Like, don't tell them, let them die happy and ignorant, right? Because ignorance is bliss, per the Bible. But, yeah, I want to know. I want to, because, like, right, as a Christian, right, technically, the world ends in 3 minutes. I gotta say my Hail Marys right now. And I'm definitely going to heaven.
Exactly.
You want to go to heaven? The gate is narrow. Don't you want to get saved before you die? I'm just thinking about all the options. When you talk about morality, you just get my mind just...
I feel that, well, I mean, you bring up some very, convincing points. But I feel like, for me, I feel like I'd rather... I don't know. I still have to think about it. I don't know.
So, like, if you knew, you wouldn't, what would you do? Like, if you did know.
I feel like the way my mental illness works is that...
Cameron sits on the couch.
I can...
first. It's over. The world's ending.
I'll be stuck in, like, indecisiveness. Like, then I'm in my bed just like, what do I do? And then boom, I feel like that's
crazy.
That might be how I go. So it might not be best for me.
All my friends like, meet me at this one location. Everybody, meet me here. If you love me, we meet here. We're going to eat ice cream and die together. We're going to get drunk first. Everybody bring a bottle.
And go steal it. Don't you dare buy it.
No. And then at the last minute before the world ends, we're like, all right, let's pray. We're going to go down. We're going to go up having the time of our life. I'm just saying. Overall, I think it's a pretty good show. It is a captivating watch. It definitely creates a lot of conversation, and we get to see Black people in a new light. I can really respect that.
Definitely. And I also think it's important to show how these systems oppress the people at the bottom, like the co-workers over here, getting sick and dying from sickness because they had to build this city, not knowing what the city was for. It's a shelter for
rich people, not you,
people who have connections. So it was definitely like an eye opener. Like people, these systems do play a part in like classism, essentially.
100%, exactly. Who makes the money from trains? The white people who own the railroad tracks. Who builds the tracks? Somebody getting paid not enough money to feed their family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the systems are it repeats over and over and over and over again. So it's like we just have to find our way to get power, because otherwise we're going to be at the bottom of these systems, like in that show, when you're merely working and you can never... They're just so limited. And I just hate to see us be stuck in a situation. But Randall K. Brown, you're right. He's a respected man. He's the head of security for the president, which means so much, except he doesn't know what's going on. He has no official protocol for when he found the president's body. How are you? And I understand what he was doing when he did not make a big fuss about the president being killed. He was trying to figure out like who was involved, whatever first. But is there no official protocol for what happens in that case? You just walk around and then tell everyone to be quiet. No, we're figuring something out. We're on lockdown, kind of, sort of. I'm going to just tell my best friend, Billy. And you know what I mean? Like, that whole situation didn't make sense. It looked like he was the head of everything with no actual plan. And that, to me, is like, what are we doing here? Well,
that's why I kind of, again, I'm not trying to play. I thought that's what the show was about. Like, how he's in control, but really out of control. Like, everybody is in control, like, but we're out of control because we have to like shelter from this, storm that nobody can really control. Like, this climate.
And that's the double entendre of the whole show, because literally that's the entire point. We're in control, so we're gonna put you in this dome that we create and give you these foods and these people and these things that we have 100% control over, and you guys are all just gonna be happy in our society. But because society is uncontrollable, everything is going to erupt. So, the show is making a mockery of the fake control that we think we could create. Even in a perfect world, if we made everything and handpicked each individual society member and put them down here and they gave them all, each person has a job and that job is relevant and necessary, etc., you're still going to have people who are gonna be, there's uncontrollable factors, okay? Like that girl wanted her Wii. She wanted her Wii. Jane, the person that you bring in to control the environment, being the uncontrollable factor, is the karma that was well deserved. So, like, the whole show is about that paradox. Correct. Control, uncontrolled control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought it was a great watch. I really did have fun. It had everybody's been talking about it.
Everybody been talking about it. Yeah, black women. We all showing up for Randall. Long story short, black women are going to be the ones that keep everything number one. It's us. We are your support. I'm so happy to say that Sterling K. Brown has a black wife. Okay? Because you ain't a fake black. You a real black. Okay? And James Marsden, he give me vibes that he like black women too. I ain't going to say nothing else about it, but if he had a black wife, I'd be like, hey.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I would not. He looked like he like a little Coco.
And if he just acting, that's some great acting.
You know, because I'm curious. You like it. You like it. Okay, last thing before we head out with this one. The daughter Presley. And the son. Presley, not the son, not Randall's son, but the president's son.
Oh, Jeremy.
Yeah, there we go. What they doing?
We know they about to be doing something.
What they doing?
I was shocked they didn't push that further, because usually they always push that.
I hate seeing teenage sex on TV.
It's very creepy.
It's very cringe.
But I'm not saying the same, but like the relationship developing, yes.
Yeah. What they doing? That's what I was wondering. When they kept on showing the scenes with them together, I was like, yeah, they trying to show us something. But, you know, we're here for the interracial dating. I'm just happy to see black women on TV not being ignored. Okay? Because in real life, in certain states that I've lived in, black men will walk past you like you do not exist. You are not there. You are a shadow figure in their imagination. They won't even make eye contact.
And it's crazy.
So to see shows where black women are actually the ones that are dated or being flirted with or desired, exactly. It is heartwarming in that we're in that realm. So what I will say about Robinson's character is I'm happy to see a black woman who doesn't look like the typical dream black girl being, desired. But, to what regard, to what extent? I'm not going to get excited about black women being put on TV just so they can be the video vixen. I want to see black women put on TV and be desired as the queens that they truly are. Not the side chick. We'll circle back. We'll see about Robinson's story. There might be more love than not. Any other factors you want to talk about on this show? Anything that just, I loved it. I love this thing so much.
No, I think I said what I had to say. Go watch it.
He said what he said.
I said what I said. No, for real.
You all heard him first. You heard it here first, y'all. Give Paradise a check. Again, it's streaming on Hulu, and it is Sterling K. Brown, Randall. Okay. And Randall and them. not This Is Us. Randall and them. Where he's the main character. So go support your black actors and actresses. Go support the storyline. And tell us what you think. I'm not really huge on dystopian stuff because I feel like it never ends. And I just feel like we're going to be here 4 seasons before we ever meet the wife, if we ever meet the wife. So, I want to get into it. Check it out. Tell us what you think. Make sure you like, comment, or share this video. Thanks again for watching the Black Cinema Experience podcast. Bye.